What a weekend. So we have Fazrin coming back to join us. All smiles. And we have Ras.
Yes,
Thank you, Ras, for joining us. As you can see, we have a double jeopardy here. Two Liverpool fans and two Manchester United fans who are sitting here, and we are going to talk about it because of what happened last week.
I was dumbfounded. So at 6-0, I switched to watch Inter play in Serie A. And well, my mind couldn't get off that game because I didn't know what was happening there. I couldn't explain what was happening, considering the form that we were in and the way we've been playing this season and all the feel-good factor around it. So coming into the game, we feel confident, but of course, playing in Anfield against Liverpool, never an easy place for us to visit, even at the best of our times. But yeah, first half at least, okay, we could have scored first. And I think if that had happened, the game would have changed. And goals make a difference. So the moment Liverpool scored, second half, I thought maybe, we were still much in the game until we conceded. And then it just felt like a house of cards, right?
The first goal,
literally house of cards.
The first goal you conceded kind of took the win away straight away. Second half.
Yeah.
The second half, because it was like within a few minutes straight away you concede one goal.
Yeah, the second half then we made a
shocked.
mistake. We kept making a lot of mistakes. We just didn't know how to cope with Liverpool's counter attacks.
I think Shawhouse was swapped, right?
Who? Shaw.
Yeah.
Shawhouse.
No, what is his name?
Shaw and Martinez.
Martinez.
Martinez became like a bit of a left back, and then Shaw went centre.
Yeah, they swapped.
But up until the goal we conceded, we were defending well. Liverpool didn't have a shot on target. They had a lot of attempts on goal, but they didn't have a shot on target. United had better chances to score. And so I wouldn't say that we were from the start defending badly. It wasn't a very good start, I must admit, but still, at least
Still quite even.
It was even. We settled down, and then we had the better chances. But then you don't take your chances, this is what's going to happen, especially in games of this magnitude.
And you know that the second goal, I haven't sit down properly. Pop! Second goal.
No, but Man U, like if you say so, Man U did had a good game the first half. There was some attacking moments and there were some defending moments. And Bruno Fernandes almost scored the first one of the goals in the first half.
And Rashford had a very good chance.
So he was just
the one
he was in that position to score, but was by Alisson. So of course, Liverpool has the counters and all that. So at the end, Gakpo scored the first goal just before the second half. Yeah, and from then on, they were scrambling to get back in.
Yeah, I think overall it felt like a dream come true for Liverpool fans, because Liverpool have had a really tough season, and I think you've been on the brunt of many jokes and memes and trolls from fans.
I don't care.
From opposing fans, but
I don't care.
So I mean, you and me are like
we'll share our history later. But
considering that the game itself, before this, because they were asking the questions whether Van Dijk can handle Rashford, who was on form and all that, and then I was saying that actually we already have a few clean sheets just before this. So to me, it's like, okay lah, we are not going to our usual self, but we are performing quite okay. So at home, definitely an advantage for us. And of course, we haven't lost to United 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
So
it's 23-2 for 10 years, for the past 10 years.
So it's like we have a slight advantage going in. So just a slight confidence there.
Yeah, that record as well, because in our times as well, there will be times where United would be beating Liverpool consistently, and then Liverpool will do the reverse.
Yeah.
So I thought this time maybe we would be breaking the hoodoo, because we finally beat you at Old Trafford earlier this season. That was also after a long time. So I thought we could finally break the hoodoo this time against in Anfield, but it's not to be.
But there's a lot of saying about the Anfield crowd, the stadium itself. It's not only us. Even like I think Arsene Wenger also said that Anfield is one of the few places that is hard to penetrate because of the 12 men.
Correct.
So basically, I think like last night game, I was watching, somehow rather, United only come in about 15 to 20 minutes. Then they start attacking all the stuff.
Yes,
so if you ask me the whole game, right, it's only like 10 minutes. the missed chances, Rashford didn't take the point. I think he's nervous because he by right he will control and usually first touch and shoot.
Yeah.
A few times he scuffed away the ball. He actually didn't want to control. You know, he has the space. He has there's only one defender beside him, but he doesn't really want to do it. He scuffed a few times. Then I know that this game is either a draw. If not,
He found spaces inside at some moments, but I think he doesn't click. There's just like Nunes in the first half, same thing. So he found the space, but he did not move. He did not get to do the attacking half. But I think after that he did better, of course. He was there are some moment where he just like didn't get to push forward to find the space in the first half. But apparently okay lah. But I want to just say, Harvey Elliott, I think he's the future.
Masterclass.
I don't know. I see him play. I'm like, oh my
He
God.
lead the press every time.
Correct.
Left and right.
And his distribution is.
I think this is a game where United lost its plot. You know, we threw in almost the strongest team we had, but maybe because of a sudden change in tactic, Walgos actually play number 10. Is it Walgos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Play as number 10 instead of number 9,
Yeah.
and Rashford become number 9 instead of number 10.
That was a swap.
Yeah, that may cause the movement like suddenly, like starting. Never mind, Rashford you hold first, then he the other guy will actually come in to defend. It changed the whole dimension itself. So
You were trying that. You're trying to man mark everyone and trying to disrupt their flow.
So I think Ten Hag changed Wellcross and Rashford position. It actually disrupt the whole momentum. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
If he never changed, I believe it will be a very fast-paced thing because the momentum is there, everything is there.
Because I don't know lah. Ten Hag in the pre-match interview he was saying, it's the same size as any other field. The ball has air. There's 3 referees. There's a 4th official. So,
I think Greg Horst says that he's a good atmosphere.
yeah. So, and then he was saying that I've heard of this atmosphere, but I think our players will like it. I don't think he likes it now.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Premier League, Mr. Seven Hag.
Actually, on the note on tactics, I think he could have probably sacrificed Weghorst for a third central midfielder. So maybe Sapidza could have started. So, to control the midfield. I think we lost the plot a bit in midfield, and I think after some point, because I think Casemiro got injured.
Yeah,
So
Casemiro
You can
didn't
see,
play.
you can see
Yeah.
like the likes of Robertson and Trent and Trent, right? They find a lot of exploitation last night.
on the wings, a lot of space.
exploitation.
Fred and Casemiro.
Because they were alone, they weren't disrupted by the players. Like they exploit the place, they go in and cut in, and then they distribute the ball to the third half. So that one was, I don't know, maybe they are uncalled for lah. So they are really, just because you are isolated doesn't mean they helpless. Not for Robertson and Trent, of course.
Actually, basically, Liverpool players just turned up yesterday.
yeah.
Whole season yesterday is that few games that
But-
they turn up.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think Gakpo, Nunes, and possibly if Salah's not around, maybe like Luis Diaz gonna be the new front three?
First of all, I think I would say class to Bobby Firmino. Thank you for giving everything for the club. I'm getting emotional. But the understanding between Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and Mo Salah, I think is like generational. We may not be able to see this kind of click ever again, especially because Bobby is a self-sacrificing false nine.
But you see how Gakpo plays. He's gonna play like Bobby also.
Yeah.
How he plays. He comes down, try to the center and trying to get the players out. And then players like Elliott, Nunes was trying to find space, and Salah is just wrecking havoc in the front.
It's a bit similar to Jota was playing before he got injured.
Jota, yes, yeah.
Because he dropped back a bit as a left
I
mid.
found
He dropped back a bit.
Gakpo has better vision than Jota. If you look at it properly.
Yeah. So I mean, there is a possibility we can see something different lah. But the future is quite bright with this.
No, but I can see. Okay, I'm not bragging or not. We don't know next season or next few games.
Actually, next few games, I think, yeah.
But we don't know yet. I don't say, but I can see potential yesterday how Gakpo and Nunes eventually tying together. How they play, how they find each other in the top half.
Yeah.
And plus Salah is like going in and like everyone is like Malaysia Gabra. Yeah.
I think the most actually, what is quite weird is that Casemiro was actually one of the best players actually on the field before he got injured. Yeah, he was actually good.
But my complaint is Anthony.
Anthony, what?
Anthony.
Yeah,
he's like just dilly-dally, not
he's not being. I mean, nobody says this much lah, but the amount of spend on Anthony, I mean, everybody is saying, Nunes and Gakpo spend so much on them, but they are flops. But Anthony is, seriously, they paid how many? 80 million or so?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so far he has not done anything much for Manchester
Maybe
United.
okay lah. I can't say much because you see Gakpo same thing also. Gakpo when he came in, right, he haven't clicked yet. He haven't found his footing, haven't found his right position yet. The next few games slowly he and Nunes find each other already. So we can finally get that
Understanding.
Relationship, understanding in the field. We need time to read each other in the field. So when they find each other in the field, it's like they slowly become like robot. They will know where to go, who to find in the field. And the same as Harvey Elliott also. Yeah, I can't say much about Salah. Salah is like the Lau Chow. Trying to like
old boy.
Okay, it may seem like I'm defending Anthony lah, but Anthony has his footwork, which I like it. His speed, everything. I think Ten Hag buy the players in this season. There is a reason to it, because maybe he has always seen maybe Sancho has some issue. He need a replacement, and Anthony is the right one to actually replace him for a while. And now Sancho is back and he's playing better after the period of absence, right? So I think like yesterday I'm very frustrated with Anthony, but I don't understand why Ten Hag didn't want to start with Sancho itself. So maybe he has seen maybe the team itself is already broken after the second goal. So maybe try to adjust here and there, but somehow or other the more he adjusts, the more goal it was leaked.
Yeah.
Like I think Casemiro was playing good for 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, he was
injured, all those stuff. What do you think? Do you think Anthony is a flop?
I would say if you talk about price and all, then maybe he hasn't proved his worth yet. But still early days, I guess. Sometimes some players just can't cope in the English league. That's one. Sometimes he might need time. Sometimes they need time to gel. Because I think sometimes it's also about reading how the player is going to play the ball, and then the player coming into the box needs to read how he is going to play the ball. So I think there's still some time. He's not had much of a consistent run either. So if he's played a few games and he's got injured, then played again, then injured again. So not really consistent run of games. So I'll give him some time. So far, I mean, the season generally in totality, I think has been quite good for us. We see at least some progress. I wouldn't say it's fantastic at the level where we think the club should be at, but still it's a good progress from what we've seen in recent seasons. But
have you given up on the league at the moment?
No, I've never thought we were in the league title race.
I have.
You have given up, or
No, I'm still not giving up because there's almost 10 over games. Anything can happen.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see the stark difference between Ten Hag's management versus
Solskjaer
and all that.
Yeah.
You can see there is some sort of
Disciplinary,
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, discipline and
mentality
also. Yeah, and his
daring.
tactical strategy is also very interesting.
He's also daring to drop players,
Correct,
Maguire,
yeah.
CR7. Although I'm a CR7 fan, but yes.
Correct.
And one more thing is maybe Anthony has been stopped. The press, the media say the way he spin the ball. Maybe Ten Hag. Sometimes when you don't let the players do his stuff, he just lost the momentum totally.
Yeah,
If he don't do the Spino Rooney, he's like, actually I don't know how to. He doesn't know how to use his leg anymore. It's like a part of it. He asked Beckham try not to lift his hand up to strike a ball. He may not even strike the ball properly.
Yeah.
There's something that a player momentum, the way he play, he runs, is all in there. But maybe he was being stopped doing this type of small tricks. May hinder his way of expressing himself.
I think it's just more of like simplicity of football itself.
Effectiveness lah.
Effectiveness.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Effectiveness of it,
showboat.
yeah.
You don't need to showboat to be like, good. It's just simple football.
I mean, the
passing, move
spin.
forward, find space.
You don't need to do the spin basically.
If you do it to get past the player, then fine. lah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
you
can,
don't need to do the spin.
but you cannot say anything about Basjatic kick pass.
Oh yeah. That one is like Ibrahimovic style.
His signature, that one.
Yeah,
Maybe you
Ibrahimovic
want to
style.
stand and show them.
But maybe like Kumozik.
Before the leg crack, hey, cannot. Must play a salon pass. If now I ask you a question, like, do you think this win, they are now in fifth position, but in between teams still have game in hand? Do you think do you think Liverpool fortune has turned?
What do you think?
Hey, ask lah.
Okay.
I feel certainly after this game they would be confident. They cannot be not confident going into the next game, and suddenly you now feel like, okay, everything's clicking. The most of the time this season we've heard Liverpool fans, whining and moaning that they are not buying the players, the board is not supporting them, our players are getting jaded, Klopp out and all that. Everyone's talking about all this kind of thing. Yeah,
only a minority of people will say.
They were talking about, that this
Every
is
year got Klopp on.
Klopp's 7-season curse and all that.
I like that.
I mean,
7 seasons.
Yes.
it could be possible, but let's see how they do the next game, because that's what matters. As for Liverpool fans celebrating a lot, I mean, I'm used to it already. They beat us 4-1 at Old Trafford, and then they celebrated like they won the league. So
Well, that's what happened last night also.
yeah, so
Okay.
Who are?
Okay, to be honest, my opinion, we are still skeptical. We as Liverpool fans, are always skeptical.
We always skeptical.
We always butt clench.
I think you're talking about yourself.
I'm talking about both Liverpool fans. They always butt clench. Okay, they never unclench.
Tiring, like that.
They never unclench. Okay, because we know so far history says it. When we become confident, shit happens.
Yeah.
Can you say
So
that as well?
Huh?
Can you say that as well?
Yes, that's how I am.
No, that word. The S word.
S word, yeah.
He said Chelsea already. When he said
I have
Chelsea,
to
it's
nudge
okay.
him. It's called Chelsea, not Chelsea.
He already said.
Yeah, but I believe we find always a light in the end of the tunnel. There's always a light in the end of the tunnel. I can see the light is getting brighter day by day lah. Might not be, and might not
Falls down, eh?
Yeah. So
I hope
That's what
blackout
we
soon.
yeah. Well, but I believe that because now Jota is back, Firmino is back, Konate is back importantly.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
And Konate.
Konate. What? Like that. So then okay lah. I mean Thiago is a bit out. Luis Diaz soon, hopefully. Yeah. Then I have a feeling maybe next 2-3 weeks, 2-3 game days, match weeks, those guys will come back. Hopefully no one get injured again.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit seeing like last time Gakpo kena 2 leg, like, oh shit. Yeah. Then hopefully it'll be a full team again, and maybe we can go back to the good old days, good old times.
I already summed up last week already. I was saying that our seasons last time is just summed up by winning you guys. So this is like deja vu for
but to see Liverpool this season 2 big wins already. Bournemouth and Man U. So it's like, but then in the middle all the shit happening is very tame.